Ride and watch hentai all the time with my soul is tormented by a succubus. Call assist, pencil dripping from the way I spit. Fell in love with this. Sis got music, now she in my...
Hello and welcome back everyone, the name is Kahenkio and the game is Pokemon Duel. I know that I'm due a video, so I'm going to make it a little bit longer this one, but with more duels than the previous one, because we're going to be watching featured duels instead. We're going to be watching my featured duels, that's not the case, but we're going to be watching featured duels, and I'm going to teach you how to play against a rush deck. I'm having the rush deck right here. It's an absolutely immaculate and perfect deck. I enjoy it super much. It's probably the best deck that I ever created and I ever played with. Zoroark just making it classes better than it used to be, classes like levels better, not classes. It outclasses every other rush deck in my opinion because I just believe it's too good. Maybe the one better could be 5 speed forms and a Zoroark, or 4 speed forms and 2 Zoroarks. That could potentially be even better. But at this moment in time, I believe this is a universal, nice, crazy deck. And in this specific video, I'm going to teach you what not to do against it, or how to prevent getting freaking rushed. Because I have it easy. Like, I'm in the gym playing rush deck, and I have 8 victories consecutive. I haven't been continuing this streak. It just happens. Okay? So, it just struck me that, you know what? It doesn't matter. There's like 1,200 people watching my channel. There's 1,200 people that I could potentially encounter in a random duel, and they will know exactly my strategy. They will know exactly what to do against me. But I believe that rush decks are very potent right now, because I went to the featured duels a little bit earlier, and there were a lot more rush decks than I anticipated. I don't know if the time has changed to check it out, but there were like 3 in the main page, and I was like, what happens here? So this is a problem that is trying to become relevant because the fact of the crazy enemy Pokemon that are coming into play recently. So now it's changed. By the way, this is an amazing deck. This is just a perfect deck board. Props to you, I like that deck. There's, Navy, the dude with his, he was featured like a minute ago. This Who Am I dude with his own type of a rush deck. This guy, look at this. Sich, 3700 player rush deck. Very efficient. This is very close to what I have, but the Wimpod instead of the Mew. I do agree and disagree on that. I should probably try that at some point. Another one, Ash. Here we go, another rush deck. So you kind of see where I'm taking it. You kind of see that there are a lot of rush potential rising up because the people don't really want to fight your super OP Pokemon. Look at this. Even 2,800 players like to rush right now because they're like, okay, I either win or lose and it doesn't really matter to me. This one with the Litten and the speed form, anything that has a speed form alone is considered to me to be a rush deck. Like this one. Oh, it's Ash. Okay, that's the previous one. It's considered to be a rush deck because the speed form is this single thing that can actually take your goal in 2 turns. But and at this point, I don't really know what I'm taking it. So let's just go ahead and watch the featured, not the featured duel, but the duel ID that I have here versus a very creative rush deck of the enemy. But I like to believe my rush deck is the best rush deck out there, and it outclasses every other rush deck there is. It doesn't matter what you're running. It doesn't matter if you go first or not. My deck is just simply better, period. So what is going to be happening here? The enemy has, let's take a moment to see what I have and what the enemy has later. So my deck consists of Swap Spot, Double Chance, 6 Attack, Max Revive, Counter Attack, and Gengarite. Note my plates. These are my Pokemon. None of them are C-level beside Gengar and Mew. Mew is the one maxed out. And by the way, on this video right now, I make the promise that at some point, I will max out completely my rush deck. And if not this format, there's going to be 2 speed forms, 1 probably Mew. Zoroark is going next to be maxed out. And maybe Gengar, Mega Gengar. We'll have to see. The enemy has 2 speed form, 1 speed form, 2 Cocos, 1 the other thing with the Hurdle Jump, Mewtwo, X Attack, and a lot of double chances. And the other thing would be the Wimpod. Wimpod, if you watched the previous video of mine where I featured XTMMN, is the Pokemon that can potentially bring Havoc, but we're not going to let it do it. So there's going to be the Wimpod trying to aggress. I'm going to send out my speed form, and this is essential for me. That's why I carry 2 speed forms. For all of you who suggested that I should switch 1 speed form for something different, that's not gonna happen because my plan essentially needs to have 2 speed forms. And it needs to have 2 speed forms because my idea is to take 1 entry point. And once I have 1 entry point, the game is halfway my way. Okay, it doesn't matter that the enemy takes the entry point, because you're gonna see that that Wimpod there is absolutely irrelevant. We're gonna see the Coco, and I trust my speed form to survive 1 turn. Even if it doesn't, I can still switch up with my Zoroark, and then, you know, set the speed form again, and then attack with the Coco, whatever, or something. But he's gonna attack, I'm gonna swap up. He used the double chance there. I would have went for the X attack, potentially, I don't know why. But he used a double chance, I use the Sucker Punch, he rolls the dodge, and boom, another dodge. I rolled the roll that he needed to win, but he rolled the 2 rolls that I needed not to lose. So that was really lucky, so I'm just gonna go attack his Coco because it's now my turn. We're pretty much mirroring each other out. He still has his speed form to defend his goal, but the Mele Wish is gonna roll. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on, give me a break. So what he's gonna bring out is the Mewtwo, because that Mewtwo has the potential to Mega Evolve and absolutely bring havoc to my team. And that will be a dire situation if I don't get out of it. So I'm just like, okay, X attack. Pray to God that I literally hit something hard and hit the nail on his coffin. Because, nope. The Mele Wish is gonna spin. He's gonna do whatever that he doesn't need to do. And the Coco is gonna step on the goal. And I'm like, okay, since you get your Mega out, I'm gonna get my Mega Potential. Not Mega out, but Mega Potential out. He's not gonna attack though. And I do believe that that was a little bit of a misplay, because if he did attack there, and he did get my Gengar killed by some Black RNG, and we're gonna see in later videos that that is very possible to happen, because Gold on Purple is like this for Gengar. I'm gonna go ahead and attack him. I'm gonna go Balls Deep and try and get him killed, but I do get the Toxic. You see, Purple. If he had spawned his freaking gold, he would be in a golden place right now. But what happens here is crucial. He's gonna go here tonight. So the battle of the Megas is coming, and I'm like, okay, is my Coco as tenacious as his Coco? We'll have to freaking find out here. Nah, it's not. But the enemy spins the Annihilate, and it's happy for me to see, because I was like, okay, I don't die just yet. But he gets more rounds for his Mewtwo. He can absolutely kill everyone if he attacks once per turn on my Pokemon. So he's gonna attack my Coco once again, and this time I roll the Mele Wish. He's like, alright, okay, whatever, bro. It doesn't matter. I do roll the Mele Wish, he rolls the Side Strike, and that's good enough for me because I still have 3 turns, 2 in my favor, to kill the Coco. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go ahead and try and kill this guy because, oh my god, it's... And I get another Toxin. I'm like thinking here, should I wait and like jump over it in my Gengar form to just surround the Mega Mewtwo? Or should I do something? But I wasn't sure that my Coco would survive 1 more round. If that was in a different occasion where my turn ended, I would have waited. But it's not, so I'm just going, okay, Balls Deep here, whatever I can do. I need to get that Mewtwo away from that. And what enemy has done is, he has the Wimpod, and he's like, I'm gonna surround you, bro. You can't attack the Wimpod. Because Wimpod is gonna switch up with another Pokemon, they're gonna both get weight, and I'm gonna kill you. But that Toxic from earlier playing its part, because I send my speed form, damage and damage, he gets Toxicated. Doesn't matter what would have spawned. Maybe the 69 it would have had the 29 instead of my 20. But boom, that one kill on the intoxicated dude made me win. And by the way, if you consider back, that Coco did spin a gold at some occasion, and my Gengar did spin the purple at some occasion. So that could have been a better matchup if he did attack on his turn. I also had a couple of duels, 2 to be precise, with people disconnecting on me, and I had to wait about a minute before I got my victory. And to all of you who do that, screw you, first of all. I used to do that, but screw me too, so I stopped doing that. That is unfair to the enemy. You already lost, just accept your loss and get the fuck out of here. So we're not going to be watching them, even though they were quite interesting and long-lasting duels. The win happened. So C.C0 $$ and F, or PB $. You two are stupid motherfuckers. Don't play this game. as we move into the next one, we can see a really nice counter meta deck. And why do I say counter meta? Because there's Coco for the rush, there's Zapdos for the goal, and there's the 2 Combuskins for the instant knockout. Combuskin with his Cyclone Kick, or his 70. He's a very potent freaking Pokemon. 70 gives you weight. I'm Mr. Obvious, sorry. Cyclone Kick though, Cyclone Kick is the one that knocks the Crosscounter guy out. It's something that knocks the Lunala out. It's something that knocks something that is super strong, like Swablu's or Altarias. It doesn't care as long as it lands, and that's why this person has like, okay, screw everyone, screw your 180 and 200 damage. I'm gonna go Cyclone Kick and I'm gonna annihilate every single one of you. And look at his rating, 37.3k, 3.73, 3.7k. Okay, let's leave it at that. And he carries the plates, X speed, a lot of double chances, long throw, and max revive. And I'm like, alright bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do about you, but you guys are watching my channel, you know what I'm gonna do about it. I'm gonna rush the shit out of him. And it doesn't matter that he's gonna send out his Coco defensive here, because I wanna grab 1 entry. I don't need anything else than 1 entry at the start of the duel. And the fun fact about this is that he's half to stepping on the goal, so I can bring something else on the field. He has 2 Pokemon, I have 2 Pokemon, it's all good. He's gonna grab the entry, expected, and this is why the secondary speed form is essential to my deck. It's absolutely essential. I need it to do this specific time. And he sends his Combuskin. And I'm like, okay, bro, it's Gengarite time. I hope you roll your freaking white on white. It's 50-50. I mean, it's about 25% in total that we both roll the whites. So let's do it. Let's do it. It's a nice probability. We can do it. Boom. White on white, perfect stuff. His Combuskin is knocked out. And this simply, that tremendous deck that was, feared a little bit of a second ago, has only 2 Coco on the field. A 3700 player in 10 turns has 2 Coco on the field. And I have all of my other Pokemon available to get into because that Coco on my entry point is forgotten. No one cares about it. I already deployed whatever I had to deploy from that entry point. I sealed the enemy's entry points, and those scary Zoroarks, Combuskins, Zapdos cannot even get close to me to knock me off. And that is my way of playing a rush deck. I don't care what you have on your bench. As long as I seal your entry points, you can't bring it out. I'm Mr. Obvious right now, but once you can't bring it out, I'm fighting only what you have left. And with the tenacity of the rush deck, with the tenacity of the Zoroark right now, it's very, very favorable for me to assume that out of the 5 rolls that you need to win in order to win the game, I will win only 1, and I will gain instant advantage to win over you instantly. Instantly. You know what I'm saying. So there's going to be a long throw put up here with the Combuskin. Very, very smart play. I'm going to send out the Mew because I know that if that Combuskin kills this guy, he's going to evolve, and then the Mew is a perfect matchup against it. So it's not going to be a hard deal to deal with. I'm going to swap up with the Zoroark there. Maybe correct play, maybe not, but the Cyclone Kick against the Sucker Punch, and that Sucker Punch, oh my god, saves me the day. He rolls, boom, the white. I'm like, I went super sad, per se, and the prompt comes for him, and he doesn't evolve, because, like, I have the Mewtified. It's better occasions right now. I'm like, okay, I need to kill this dude. I need to kill before he goes double chance. So I X-attack, just in case he rolls the white. I roll my yellow, and I don't die. That was basically the sole reason for my X-attack. I knew that I won't kill him if he rolls a 70, but I just didn't want to die. So what's going to happen here is going to double chance, and he's going to try and kill my Mew. But those Cyclone Kickers have the purple expanded for a reason. They have it expanded so it rolls. And what happens here, it rolls. You know, when you expand a move, you expect it to be rolling more than often. And unfortunately for the enemy, it did. So now his turn is ended. My Coco is on the, on the run. Even though my Zoroark is still away, I can still send out another Speed Form. And that Speed Form needs to survive 1 turn before I can do something to that Coco. And there's going to be the Mela Wish. Typical Coco shenanigans. Doesn't matter though. I'm going to max revive my Zoroark. I am going to attack that little Tapu Koko, because if I do manage to kill him, because on my turn the cross counter is a lot more damage than his, wild charge or whatever not. So I was expecting to do that, and Crosscounter of 90 is about enough to get his quick attack off the field, and now he has nothing left. But no, he has, and he goes all out. He's like, I'm not giving up, man. I'm not giving up. If I kill this Mew, I'm back in the game. If I don't, it's lost anyway. So he gets the one freaking thing that he needs to kill me off. He gets my Mew killed. If that was a shadow flip, it was a win. If that was anything, it was a win. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna fight my way out of this. I don't care. I have my entry free, and I'm gonna fight for it. So he goes for the speed form. Speed form rolls a dodge towards the Mellow Wish, and I'm like, okay, this is GG. We'll play. Goodbye, adieu, win. And it's a win because I still have my swap spot. So, swap spot, boom, 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 win. Basically speaking, simple as that. Nothing very creative, if you may. So, I played the next duel versus a low-ranked player with Heatran Galio that steamrolled through my entire team. I lost that. And after that, I played another duel versus a different player. I won that. And it was a really stupid duel. My Deoxys just rolled a dodge and I won. But this one happened right after that, versus Sleeper. And the Sleeper has a pretty neat deck. A lot of double chances, max revive, gold block. Nihiligos here with the cold signal most of the wheel. We have the Blaze skin without the evolution though, it's sad to see those. Tapu Koko with the Mele expanded, Formosa, and Zoroark. The only one not OP is the Zoroark right here because he's like new to the team. So, my Zoroark is getting a little bit of the veteran status. I do what I do best. I send out my speed forms and I'm happy about it. And I just want the freaking entry. You already know that I'm looking to get the entry. But for the time being, I'm just going to give it a second. I'm just going to give it a second, not do a lot, because there's going to be a double chance of the enemy Zoroark trying to kill my speed form. Just going to do it. I'm going to swap with my Zoroark. And this is a wrong play in so many levels, like in super many levels. For starters, let me explain. It's going to be a neutral turn, so I don't kill him, which means he has to stay on his entry. He absolutely has to stay on his entry, and I can Gengar Ride and grab the other entry. And just like that, in 6 turns, both of the enemy entries are sealed. And why is this a misplay, you ask? It's a misplay because, first of all, he brought only one Pokemon on the field, managed to block his entry, and now he's unable to bring another one. If he would have stepped away with his Zoroark, there would be 2 entries freed, which means I would have had to either Gengar Ride or bring my Zoroark to his entry and block it, which means he would have another turn to bring another Pokemon on the field. That could have been even the Blaziken. Blaziken can still, I don't know, maybe with a double chance, Cyclone kick my Mega Gengar out of there pretty efficiently. It would have worked out for him. He would have more options to consider, okay? So, he has, in 6 turns, have made the mistake to block both his entry points because he decided to attack while on the entry point. Don't do that. It's a no. And that's why I want to take one entry, because usually the enemy players are like that. They're like, okay, you're rushing, I'm going to attack you, I'm going to stand on my entry, but that entry becomes useless even by you, because I now can send reinforcements. Even if my Zoroark loses, I can still send Pokemon to replace him instantly, and if you keep on attacking from your entry point, that's the sole Pokemon that can kick me off. And the moment that Pokemon fails to deliver, the moment your Zoroark, per se, stays there to keep on attacking while I'm sending people, the moment he dies, I instantly take your entry point and you lose that. But if you had something on the side, like per se here, okay? I send my Zoroark there, you attack, you kill him. For my reinforcements to revive, the closest one can get here. Then you bring another Pokemon here, okay? Or then you bring a Pokemon on the entry point, so if I decide to go ahead and surround, you boom surround me back. Like, the potential is great there, but you have to understand that standing on your entry is not something you want to do. So in 6 turns here, a 3600 player had his both entries sealed, and all those UXs that you see on the bench are precisely useless. That is the word I'm using. That is the potential of the Rush deck. I'm fighting Koko and a Zoroark, and all my Mega Gengar needs to do is not roll wide. He usually does, but dodge, I'm happy with it. Doesn't matter what you spin, I will survive that one round. It's good enough for me. And I'm like, I don't want that Zoroark here. I don't need it there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to double chance and I'm going to try and kill it with my Koko. Of course, the Zoroarks love to roll 50. We've already seen that. We know my Zoroark loves to roll 50. Is this going to be the case? It's going to be the case. And the quick attack is plain enough to kill him off. I didn't respin. I didn't want to check if I'm going to say, spin a Mela-Mela-Wish. And this is basically checkmate. But there's another play. This reminds me of that game with the Mew that we saw a second ago. And he didn't get the play. He's going to get the freaking play. It makes me sad in my heart. But I have learned from the incursion. I have learned that I don't want that speed form to be fighting the Coco. So Sleeper is caught sleeping because he doesn't realize that I do have my swap spot played, and essentially there was a checkmate move. So GG, well played. I can't say anything more, but that was an almost epic comeback, and that's why I want to always keep one entry point. And while we're at it, this duel happened exactly after the previous one. If you even see the points that I acquired and, make an assumption of exactly how many I took from that duel, this is the exactly next game. Pokemon and YouTube Henki is playing. There's going to be a Coco deployed. It's okay. I do remember what that Dratini does. He has a Dragon Tail, so if it gets knocked out, it still benches you. And that explains why I will be doing what I'm doing. He sends out his Mew defensive. I have my speed form there, but I don't take the entry. I take my little Mew, because I know he's going to attack. I know he has a Dragon Tail. I know that he's going to send my Zoroark to the bench if that white spins, but I still will be eligible to take the entry and still have the Zoroark where I want him on the bench. So that Dratini is dealt with. That Dragon Tail is out of the equation right now. I do grab the entry. He's gonna go with his Coco, of course, to grab my entry. This is totally statistical outplay, but no, he doesn't. He decides to attack my Mew, but the Zoroark is already on the bench. And since my Mew didn't engage in any fights, 110, the absolute single roll that could save me from there, rolls. And I roll the 110 that kills the Coco, and I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and start killing the Mew. I don't want to be fighting that Deoxys attack form. I don't have a Zoroark to support me. I need to kill the Mew because, oh man, if I don't, I will be in trouble. So I go double chance. I just wish that Mew doesn't roll the blue. I have the double chance. I can potentially roll the better roll instead. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be gold on gold. It's my favor. He loses, I win. And all I have to do is survive against the Combustion. One roll. One roll to rule them all. Come on, do it for me. Do it for me, Coco. Win. Nope, he decides to roll a miss. Coco is prone to rolling misses frequently. I've seen that happen, even on your turn. That's sucky though, because he's gonna get the 4-star purple Blaziken. And I'm like, come on, man. Really? Really? But I don't learn from my mistake. That was the previous duel, instantly repeated itself. I go there, he doesn't decide to attack though. And that was another Pokemon caught sleeping because swap spot shenanigans. Just basically, what do you call him? Cotton guard, or the Whimsicott all over again. Whimsicott can do exactly the same thing for free, but he's 3 MP, so he needs a while to get there. So that's basically that. And just because I want to make you understand exactly why I'm so much pressuring the entry points to get them, and why you should never attack from your own entry point, this is a perfect example. We can see an almost 3,900 player playing versus me. We have 300 turns to resolve our differences. He has level 10 to level 10 Zapdos, the same with Lunala with the Boongeist Beam, and he also has the Deoxys attack form, which is basically a scary force to reckon with. There's a Gengar Mega Gengar, there's Coco, there is Hurdle Jump, there is the Blaziken. If that was a Combustion Blaziken, that would be one of the scariest decks and strongest decks in the current meta. But I do have my speed form and I want that one entry. And we're gonna go ahead and play it out. I'm gonna send my Mew here. I don't want to send my speed form, my Coco just yet, because I don't really want to lose it to the enemy Coco, because he seems like an aggressor, okay? He seems like someone who wants to attack. So I send my speed form, and this is the big mistake. He goes ahead and he steps on his entry to kill me. Even if he does kill my Zoroark that I'm going to be swapping here with, even if that happens, because we already know, Duck's attack form, you spin whatever you want, he spins whatever you want. He's gonna make it turn tables instantaneously because he's gonna spin whatever he wants, and he's gonna make you spin whatever he wants, and you're gonna lose your Pokemon. So that wasn't even close to an expanded level 10 cross counter, by the way. But that was a misplay because now I take the other entry point. And the moment I get the other entry point, he needs to move his Zapdos. And now, watch this. Again, 6 turns, both of the enemy entries are locked down. And now, I'm bringing my Speed Form. He needs to kill it. So, he needed to win 1 roll with the Zoroark. Let's keep on count. He needs to win 2 rolls now with my Speed Form. He's gonna get that. He needs to free his entry point. He needs to win. We're counting right now. So, he wins 2 rolls. Good enough, doesn't matter. I still have another Speed Form to take it out on you. So, he needs to win 3 rolls right now to free his own entry point. And all those crazy Pokemon that you saw on the bench are not even on the field yet. So, that's, by the way, 3 rolls. If it was a different Pokemon, that would be 4 rolls. Okay? He gets it, because the Duck's attack form, it's a wrist-spinning motherfucker. Basically speaking, that would be 5 rolls, because he also made the wrist spin on the Crosscounter. So, 5 rolls he won. 5. Okay? We're counting right here. I'm gonna send my Speed Form. Again, he's gonna have to win 6 rolls. He's gonna get it. He's not even gonna have to respin. So that's counted as 1. It's without a respin. My Sucker Punch, though, like, come on. That's gonna be 6 rolls, and that's gonna be the 7th one that he has to win, unless of course he makes me respin. That's gonna be 8 rolls that he won in a favor. Okay, that's gonna be 7 rolls that he had to win before he could free his entry point. Note. Okay. And now I have my Mega Gengar, and in this situation, his biggest mistake was not to attack me, because I do have the Mega Plate. If he attacked me and he killed my Gengar, he would have been in such an advantageous position, but no, he decides against it, and that is what I believe put him in a really bad situation. 1 turn later, he loses his entry again, because I was long enough to bring reinforcements, and he allowed me to do that. He rolls the Dimensional Sleep like right after all my troubles were done, and that's just, oh my god. But I know that my Gengar can absolutely annihilate the attack form there, no problem, but I want to send out a little bit of reinforcements to go ahead for the surround potentially, or the replacement potentially. And he goes ahead and attacks me, like, what? What are you doing? You don't have the damage, like, what? You know, but the Abyssal Grape is just gonna roll, he's just gonna get destroyed, and that was the misplay of not attacking the Gengar when it was still a Gengar, and allowing me to be on your entry, like pressuring you because you were on your entry on your own. So Abyssal Grip towards the Thunder Crash is not going to even matter because I have 2 Pokemon that can reach the goal, and Hino gets a lose because he misplayed his Pokemon. And the tenacity of this Rush deck is just immense. I hope you're learning from all this, because the fun that I'm having with this deck, it's just immense. It's probably the best deck that I ever played in terms of fun condition. It does perform most of the time, and this is the cherry on the cake tonight. This is going to be the last video. I played against a Zaw, a 3300 player, and this is safe to say that no matter how well your pocket is equipped and you have the Pokemon that you need because you could afford them, or how average 3300 is, you can never be as good as those top tier players that know to play the game. And I don't name myself a top tier player, but I've played with 2900 players that are so much better at the game than this Zoe guy. That dude was crazy. But the potential of this round deck is super scary. So what I do here, I do attack with the Wild Charge against the round, because I do believe that if I win this encounter, there is a lot of chances that I just win the game completely. He's gonna go ahead and attack with his Swablu here, and I'm gonna get the miss. Come on, Coco, anything but the freaking miss would have been better. The 69 would have killed him, the 30 would have killed me, but it would be better than a miss. So he's gonna bring another Swablu on the field, and I'm like, I just have to kill those Swablus. If I manage to kill those Swablus, good enough for me. I'm just gonna be golden, because my Gengar can still deal with the amount of the debuff that they offer and the amount of damage they offer. Every freaking combustion ever could potentially knock the shit out of this enemy team because the Cyclone Kick is absolutely annihilating everything. But I do get the Toxic and an idea comes to mind. I'm like, okay, let's bait this. By the way, a fun fact, Gengar doesn't allow even your Pokemon to be swapped with your allied Pokemon, so that's why my Speed Form couldn't be swapped with the Zoroark there. Just a fun fact. But I want to keep that Sylveon on that entry. I don't want him to go away. So I sent another Speed Form there. Totally random, but he's gonna get his own Sylveon out. And it's like, okay, I don't want to attack yet. So I send my Mew, my Gengar devolves, and this is the perfect condition. And the moment I see this, the play to use animation, I'm like, GG, thank you for the win. And of course, Gengar, because the enemy didn't know what the Gengar does or haven't played against many Gengars, grabs the win because he went past through a Noxious. I'm Mr. Obvious, I'm not gonna even go in there. But yeah, GG well played. And that's gonna be ending this video. Oh my god, my throat is sore from all the talking. And here we can see some more rush being implemented in here. So basically speaking, the lesson today is how to counter rush. You were seeing the rush potential from my aspect of view. You can see what rush decks do. And the most common mistake is when there's a Zoroark, people do attack you from their entry points. Don't attack from the entry points. Try to survive the initial encounters. Make the enemy attack you, or just set Pokemon defensively. At the worst case scenario, you can deploy minimum 3 Pokemon. If there's somebody they can't get onto your entry point instantly, so you take one Pokemon you defended with a 3 MP. Then if the enemy takes the entry point, you send another Pokemon out. He can only send something closer. If it's a Gengar, he's gonna get it on the field, then you set something out, then he's gonna Mega Evolve and he's gonna grab your entry, you know. But you can send out Pokemon, 3 Pokemon to a rush deck. 3. Pick your 3 best Pokemon and match them up against whatever you see coming. If there's no Zoroark, go ahead for the attack instantaneously on a speeding form. Like take your Coco, double chance it, boom, speed form down, you're good to go. Okay? Because the next speed form will have to either use an X attack or something to get your Coco down. You max revive, boom, secondary speed form down. The rush is shut down completely. Now you have the audacity to put out any other Pokemon that you want, and that's about it. If there are more Pokemon rushing in after the initial encounter with a speed form and you couldn't kill it, that's bad. Because if there's 2 speed forms and 1 survives the roll, you have to attack again, and you have to kill it then. You don't have to stand on your goal. Don't make the mistake on standing on the goal. If you have a Solgaleo, put out Solgaleo priority because he has a Standstill Strike, which means once the enemy sets on the entry and you do roll a Standstill Strike, even if you get knocked out, he's going to get away from your entry point and you can deploy more Pokemon. Think about what I'm saying right here. It's very crucial, and that is the only way you can counter rush decks. Rush decks with Zoroark are pretty hard to shut down, but they can be shut down efficiently if you win that one roll versus a Zoroark. Attack with something that is not maxed out levels. Simple as that. If he does roll the 110, well, you were unlucky. But usually Zoroarks roll the 50 anyway, so something less purple heavy could do the deed for you very effectively. X attack Combustion. There you go, problem solved. 100 damage. It either gains weight, or it gets killed by the Crosscounter, or you kill it with your Cyclone Kick. Many great matchups. Just saying. Very nice and easy to shut down. I do have my 8 wins in the Jib Cup. I'm going to be doing them off video, so hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, put a like down below. If you didn't, leave it down in the comments. And I'm Henki, as usual. Have a nice day.